What's good? God is good. I'm your host, Jay Did It. Welcome to Thursday Therapies, a podcast for all creatives, writers, rappers, poets, artists, activists, Sacramento Community Therapy Session. Today, we have James Parker, an associate marriage and family therapist, photographer, videographer, songwriter, creator, and host of Truth in the Trenches podcast, and the founder of Creative 9 Studios. From Vallejo. A devoted fiance and proud father, James is passionate about healing through creativity, connection, and purpose. As a mental health advocate, he uses music, photography, videography, storytelling, and community outreach to inspire growth, encourage emotional wellness, and create safe spaces for authentic expression and transformation. Welcome to Thursday Therapies.
Thank you. Made me sound cool.
That's right. You are cool. You are.
Appreciate it.
You got amazing things going on out there. I love it. This is great to have you on here. Thursday Therapies is all about bringing awareness to mental health. You are an associate marriage and family therapist. Mm-hmm. You have put in the work. Your story is amazing. Just getting to know you and getting to know everything you're doing in the community and for our people. I love it, and I appreciate you for being on here. I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to get to see who James Parker is, your journey, and you're just going to bring more awareness to mental health and let the people know who you truly are.
All right, here we go.
Yes. So you're from Vallejo, you say. So
yeah,
how was
Vallejo.
It like growing up in Vallejo?
Vallejo, it was tough, but that was home. So I'm gonna first say I love it. Like, I love Vallejo. But growing up, my family, uncles, everybody was a street family.
Right.
So that's what they was known for. In the streets. Of course, with that comes, some violence, the drugs, all that. But my grandma, she had a restaurant she had started way back before I was born. So even though it was a bunch of chaos going on, that kind of kept everybody together in some way.
Nice. It was like a foundation, her foundation.
Yeah, so even when they traded out too far, they had a spot to come back to.
I love that. Yeah. So how did her having a restaurant really influence your life?
I didn't want to work for nobody.
That's right.
I think
that's
that
what
was
I'm
the
talking about. And she showed that you can do that. You can actually, succeed in doing it and working for yourself. I love that.
Exactly. So that was the biggest thing. My dad, he worked there, his entire life. Rest in peace. So a lot of times watching him down there probably was a bigger thing for me because, growing up, I had my own anger issues. I was really a quiet kid, didn't really talk a lot. But going down there and watching my dad, he was the total opposite.
Okay.
He was the extrovert, and everybody loved when he was down there.
Okay.
So when customers came in, they can come in a bad mood and they leave in with a smile on their face.
That's what's up. That's right.
So he wasn't no therapist, but he kind of had that thing where he can make people mood change.
That's right. That's like that original coach, like that original counselor inside of you. Yes. That
so he
mentor,
always had that,
motivator.
and as a kid, I always liked it. A little jealous of it. I was always competitive. I wanted to do everything everybody else did.
Right.
But I think that helped me the most.
That's
just watching him always treating people good, no matter what where they was in their walk of life.
Right.
He treated everybody like humans.
I love that.
So yeah.
I love that. We had a conversation and you told me that your dad struggled a little bit with drugs and alcohol. How did that affect your life?
Growing up, it affected it in a hard way at times. Like I said, my dad, he had that street background. Mm-hmm. My mom was the total opposite. I think she was the more good girl who was attracted to the bad boy.
Right. Yeah. It always happens like that.
Yeah. But growing up, there were times. Like I said, I'm gonna first say I had a good dad. When he was good, he's good. But there are the moments where, if he's drunk or high or whatever, going around the house, everybody walking on eggshells. There are times where, if he's arguing with my mom, I did little things where I'll walk by and I know I get his attention, he'll grab me, rough me up. But it was my way of, taking
to protect your mom.
Protecting my mom and my siblings. So
how did that make you feel?
It sucked. But at the time, it was just something I felt like I had to do.
That's brave. Yeah, no, that's brave. It's brave because you grow up in these, situations and really it's just survival mode.
Yeah.
And how now you're a protector.
Yeah.
And
that kind of, I turned into the protector ever since then.
Yeah, no, that's what society needs more of is
Yeah.
somebody to protect, because growing up in lower socioeconomic housing and
Yeah.
homes, and growing up like with the streets and the drugs and everything like that, that's all we grow with what we know, and sometimes we become product of our product of where we come from.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to come and turn it completely around and to be able to be a therapist to give back, that's commendable. I love that.
No, I appreciate that. And that's one thing, like, I'm thankful that God kept me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
'Cause I guess my family, we joke about it. Everything we've been around, I'm probably the only one who's never drank, never smoked, never even attempted it.
Wow.
But being around it, like I
Right.
said, my dad was a good dude, but I knew certain things go in his body, it turns him into a totally different person.
Completely.
So even as a kid, I just told myself, I'm never gonna put something in my body that's gonna turn me into somebody I can't control.
I love that.
So
I love that. And it's hard because, like you said, you've seen, probably witnessed crazy things that can make you flip in an instant, and just worked your way out of there.
yeah, it was. I've seen a lot, but like I said, even with my dad, when he wasn't under the influence, he was also probably my biggest motivator.
I love that.
So, he kept me in sports. Like I said, I've always had that competitive drive. So when he's doing good, he might be in the room doing some jumping jacks, shadow boxing, push-ups. I'm a little 6-7-year-old doing it right next to him.
That's cute.
And, he always, talked highly about me to people about sports or whatever.
Okay.
So it just kind of kept me wanting to impress him.
Right.
So it just kept me kind of thriving in sports and kind of stayed focused on that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. We need more of that, because even in the bad times, even when you have parents or whoever is caretaking, they do the best they can.
Yes.
Even though they have their faults, that's just like us as parents. We do the best we can. It might not be exactly ideal the way somebody wants to be raised, but we're doing the best I can. And I can say that, like, for my mom too. Like, she didn't have everything, but she gave everything.
Yeah. And, as a kid, you always say, I wish
Right.
I had this.
Right.
I wish my parents was different here. But like you say, we all fall short.
Right.
And a person walking this earth don't have their own struggles.
Right.
The only one who walked and didn't have them, or also was perfect, he died, came back 3 days later, and
Right.
for
Right.
us.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Amen. That's
yeah,
cool,
but besides that, you just going to family houses and stuff, you always think the grass is green on the other side.
Right.
But I don't care where you go. The struggle might not be yours, but there's a struggle in that other family.
Right. And I say that all the time, like mental health, trauma, all of this does not discriminate. It doesn't discriminate against age, race, gender. It does not discriminate.
Nah.
So everybody's going through their own issues. But however you decide or work towards healing to get out of it is what matters.
That's the part that matters.
That's right. That's right.
So
So how did sports and writing help you?
I think both of them just kind of gave me an outlet. So even if I feel like I'm living in hell at moments, being on that football field or that diamond was heaven for me.
Yeah.
Or with the writing. I did some drawing as well as I'm younger.
Okay.
But being able to just kind of put my head down and start writing, like it was a coping skill. It blocked everything else going on.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, I got more creative with my writing, so things that I was feeling or wanted to say that I know I couldn't say, I was able to put it on paper and just kind of get it off my chest.
I love that.
So,
and that's important for mental health. That's important for recovery, mental health. All of that is just really finding a creative outlet so that you're not in your head. Because once you're in your head and you have idle time, that's when the enemy creeps in and you start telling, that's that negative self-talk comes in, and anything from your childhood or any unresolved issue that comes in is going to start playing tricks in your mind.
Exactly. Like my dad used to always say, idle time at the devil's workshop.
Absolutely. For sure.
And at the time, I didn't think of it as a coping skill.
Right.
Because I'm just a kid. I just know this helps me in the moment.
Right.
So, and I just, to this day, that's my thing. working out, writing. Of course, I do the writing,
Yes.
songwriting, whatever it is. And I'm kind of getting into writing little skits and stuff.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. We're going to have to get together on something because I've been having some little ideas in my mind also wanting to jump into that too. So
Definitely.
just being creative, really and engaging. Like if you have an idea, do it. If you have an idea, put it on paper. If you have an idea, reach out because it'll align with whatever you got going
Definitely.
on.
'Cause I feel like that creativeness in people is what you should be doing.
Right.
I think people don't do it out of fear or, it's easy to say I'm too busy.
Right.
But I think we all need to tap into our creativeness or whatever, whatever gives us that positive, healthy rush.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm going to switch gears. You had like a domino effect. You shared with me when we were talking that you had lost your sister, and then shortly after your mother passed, and then your father passed. And
it was a bunch of deaths. Almost like the ones in the house.
The main ones in the house.
But it was a lot. It was, man, it happened so fast. Just
was
boom,
it all
boom,
in the
boom,
same year, months apart?
After my sister, my mom was within that year, and then my dad was within that year.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was happening, felt like every few months.
And you're still healing from that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna fully heal from it.
Right, because grief is never an ending, and it's not linear, and there's ups and downs.
Because even like I said, after those ones, a couple years ago, I lost another sister.
Wow.
We didn't mention that on the phone, and some cousins who was more like brothers who
Wow.
grew up in the house with us.
You had a big family.
Yeah.
Wow. So you shared that your sister that passed away, you ended up raising her daughter as your own.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Well, she ended up getting ovarian cancer. Found out after birth, and that's when we learned there's two forms. There's a form that they say women typically can get, and it's pretty curable, and there's a rare one that's if you get that, you just got the bad card.
Wow.
And she ended up with that one. But after she passed, I know my mom and dad was gonna try as long as they could, but the conversation was eventually, I'm probably going to have to step up.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect my mom to be diagnosed with breast cancer a few months after.
Wow.
And then with that happening, my dad started drinking more because, rewind back when I was 9, we lost my youngest brother. We was walking home in the car, lost it and hit him.
Wow.
So my dad still got that. So he's just kind of unraveling. My mom's sick, so it just wasn't a safe environment. There was too much going on. The other siblings was all living there, and they were all going through it.
Yeah.
So just came in.
That's tough.
Scooped her up.
Wow. So how old is she today?
15. She turned 16 June 19th.
And you took her in when she was?
She was about a year and a half.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. It was a time. It was bringing her in was the easy part.
Yeah.
The family was the hard part.
Yeah, no, it's always hard, when
That's
somebody
where,
passes, the family starts acting different.
Yeah, because they were already grieving.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like I said, they all lived in the same house.
Yeah.
So when my sister passed, that was a little piece of her they had. They felt they can hold on to. And when I stepped in to raise her, looking back now, they felt like I was taking something from them.
Wow.
So looking back, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the time, I'm still grieving.
Yeah.
So at the time, it just felt like I kind of turned into the black sheep. And, it went sideways. Some family members wanted me to fail with her, which never made sense, but...
Yeah, that's crazy. But you guys are, it's going strong now.
We good now.
You good. It's years later. I love that. I appreciate
she's
you.
She's a good
kid.
That. She's a beautiful girl. Couldn't love her more if I had her myself.
Right. That takes a lot of courage and strength and, dignity for that to happen because it's just hard, and then you feel like, am I doing the right thing? I'm sure you went back and forth in your mind multiple times on, is this the right thing, is this the right place for her? But
Well,
sometimes you got to just stand your
yeah,
ground.
well, I'm gonna be honest. When it came to her, I never questioned that I
Okay.
did the right thing.
Okay.
Like that, I can honestly say. And I think some people may have thought I may have doubted it because I was still playing sports, and they thought maybe I won't have the time.
Yeah.
But that was her. That was the easy part,
Okay.
bringing her in. But then I realized, oh, I gotta learn how to be a dad.
Yeah.
Really, really
Instantly,
fast.
like overnight, literally.
So bringing her in was, like I said, it was like the best way to honor my sister.
Yeah, I love that.
Like I loved my big sis. If there was ever any doubt that was trying to leak in, it was the family,
Yeah.
the negativity that I was receiving. And it was more, I was questioning, did I do something wrong to them?
Right.
Not necessarily her, because she probably saved me from a lot of headaches, her coming into my life.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. You're amazing. I love that story, you know.
Thank you.
We just need more people to step up, you know, because life happens and you just try to do the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes some family members, they're not going to recognize or realize what you're doing, you know, but you just continue to do the best you can. We all are out here trying to do the best we can.
And some, they didn't recognize it then. I think they do now. You know, at the same time, I'd bring in a few other kids who I was working with in group homes. I ended up fostering, and I just try to give, you know, kids a chance.
I love that.
I'm all about the kids.
I love that. I love that. So how did losing both your parents back to back mess with your mental health? Because now you have your sister's passed, you're a brand new father, and your parents are both gone. Like,
That's funny because with my sister passing, she can't do nothing about that. You got cancer.
right.
My mom, that one, I'll say hurt the most. I think losing a mom, it's a little different.
It's very different.
And then with my dad, at the time, I was actually angry with him. 'Cause I felt like growing up, he made me to be this tough, stand-up guy who takes care of family.
Yeah.
And at the time, with all my grieving, I felt like he lied to me. Like, you want me to be this tough man, but you just bailed out on me. I feel like you took the easy route, and you left me to deal with not just raising the kid, but all the BS from the family.
Yeah.
So I was actually mad at him for a minute, but you know, he was Superman to me growing up.
Yeah.
And I just, at the time, I didn't look at him as a human
Right.
who lost his wife, his daughter, his son. I wasn't looking at that. I just said, like, you always pull through.
Right.
So,
How do you feel today?
now that I raised her, she's turning 16, and I'm a dad, I couldn't imagine going through all that.
Right.
Like, looking back now, I'm like, I still say, should have fought a little harder.
Right.
Put the bottle down.
Yeah.
But
You get it.
I get it.
You get it now.
Because there's days where I can be riding, and I just have a thought of, what if something happened to her? And I just start tearing up. So, definitely, I've asked him to forgive me for the way I felt at the time.
Yeah.
But losing all of them, that was like my support growing up.
Yeah.
My big sis was probably one of my biggest fans, trying to get things going. She actually introduced me to the first person I ended up writing music for.
Wow.
Just losing them, it just felt like I was by myself.
Yeah.
I felt like the ones who I knew supported me has all transitioned, and now I gotta figure this out and how I'm gonna survive or be a part of this family now that looks at me a different way.
Yeah.
So it was a little tough.
Now you're in your dad's shoes now, you know, like you have to be the Superman
I had to
for
put those shoes on
everybody else.
somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you cope with that? How are you managing your grief right now and your healing? So that it doesn't come out in negative ways for little ones that you're caring for.
I honestly think my faith in God.
That's right.
My faith is huge. So I think for me, knowing they're in a better place.
Right.
I think that's the biggest part for me. And then, as far as, of course, you still miss them every day,
Right.
but I'm just always trying to stay positive. Like my daughter would tell people, she never see me mad. I'm always finding a way to be happy.
That's right.
So
You have to. In a world that's full of chaos and corruption and hurt and pain, you really, try to stay positive.
yeah, and I
Because
learned.
there's a ripple effect in negativity and positivity.
Yeah, and no matter how bad my circumstances felt for me, or some people said, you was going through all this, there's somebody out there who would have loved to take my shoes.
Right.
And I gotta keep all that in perspective.
Always.
What I went through, it's hard for me, but somebody else went through something who would look at my shoes and be like, "That's it."
Right. Exactly. And it does that. It puts life into perspective, because it's just like, especially with the type of positions we work in and who we work for and what we're trying to help, the greater goal. It's bigger than who we are. It's bigger than us, and it's bigger than our journey. God's going to push us through it.
Yeah.
But, we have to be able to reach back down and pull people up. So like you said, it puts a different perspective in life, and some people are in worse off shoes than we are.
Yeah. And it's easy to say I have faith when everything's going good.
Right.
Everybody can say it when it's going good.
Right.
It's when them things, when life start lifing.
Right. And it's lifing.
Yeah,
it's lifing.
And it's going to.
Right.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you was born in a millionaire family.
Right.
You're going to go through things.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to have that faith.
Yes.
That he's going to see you through it.
Through the good times and the bad times.
Yeah, and
That's right.
I've always leaned on him. There were times where I didn't know where I was going to get food when I first got my daughter.
Right.
But I knew something was going up on the plate.
That's right.
There were times where I didn't know I was going to live, but I knew I was going to have a bed somewhere.
I love that.
So.
Yeah, and you keep believing. Keep believing every day, because it will, and then it just starts to fall in place.
Yeah, and it's slowly doing it. I'm like, all right, God, maybe I'm all right. Maybe you blessing me now.
Yes. And now you're passing on the blessings. I love that. Blessings
Yeah.
on top of blessings. I love that. So I'm going to switch a little more gear. And so why did you become a marriage and family therapist?
So going back, I'm going to say it real quick. Growing up, I didn't really like kids.
Yeah,
I'm
talked
just
about
gonna be real honest.
that.
I'm not going to pretend like I just always been for the kids. I wasn't messing with them.
And God knew that. That's why you got all these kids now.
Seriously. But when I was in Reading, when I graduated, get my undergrad, I was trying to get any job, which was crazy because I applied even at like simple Walmart.
Okay.
Nobody would hire me.
Wow.
Except for this group home. Only ones calling me back. I did 1 year at the college as a multicultural specialist. Because, Reading is majority white.
Yeah.
So, nobody will hire me. They called me for interviews. I did an interview. I seen them kids. I said, nah, I'm cool. And they kept calling me months later.
Wow. And
it got to a point where my contract was in at the school. I needed something.
Right.
Because the school ain't going to let me stay there because they already don't like me.
Wow.
That was their headache. So I said, let me just try the job. And got into the house. They put me in the house with the teenage girl house, which was the most dangerous house at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, after getting 2 hairline fractures on my jaw with a rock,
whoa,
my windshield busted out, I fell in love with helping the kids.
Wow. He was like, man, I'm used to this. I'm back at home.
I said, okay. I said, I know this.
Man.
Yeah, staff struggling and stuff because they're trying to go off of a book.
Yeah.
On how to talk to these kids.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. One day they bust out my windshield, and I said, I got to be me.
Yeah.
I can't do this book thing.
Right.
And after that, my job was easy.
Dang.
I just started being myself, talking to them like humans, like my mom would always say.
Yep.
And built their trust. And, I think God always put in me to where when the kids are going through something, I always have a sense of what's going on.
Right.
And God always helped me on how to respond to them.
That's right.
So, and I realized, these kids are just kids. And then they started telling me their stories. Like I said, I'm like, man, my story ain't that bad. So I was a kid who could have did better if I had more people who would have poured into me the way, not just me, but some of the staff did for the kids.
Right.
And it was something about doing that and hearing back from them and them some of them doing better. Not all of them,
Right.
but knowing that you changed the trajectory in their life, I just couldn't see myself doing nothing else. And then moving on, you can only do so much at a certain level.
Right.
Because you still have therapists and other people who has final say. And none against therapists, because I'm one.
Right.
But sometimes, if you don't understand their background or their culture or where they grew up,
Right.
you really can't help them.
There's bias.
There's bias.
Mm-hmm.
And biases with power hurts our people.
Right.
So I had to start leveling up. Finally decided to go back to school. And now I'm like, now I can actually enforce some more change instead of just being the person who puts out the fire.
Right.
I can try to put the fire out and help, soil the dirt and grow some green grass again.
That's right. Plant seeds, not just in the child, but in the family to
Exactly.
change completely.
Yeah, and I love it. Like I say, it's different when you're relatable.
Right.
When I can talk to them and I know where they've been because I've been there.
That's right.
I know that lifestyle. I know poverty.
Right.
And some of these therapists who, always had a silver spoon in their mouth, they wouldn't know what to do with a bronze fork.
That's
so
right.
What you gonna do with these kids who don't even have that?
Exactly.
So that's what made me do it.
I love that. Yes, we need more black male therapists out there.
Yes.
We do.
And I didn't
do.
realize how bad. 'Cause I've always heard it, but I'm like,
Right.
let me just go back. I want to help more, and I want my daughter to see her dad do something in school.
That's right.
I want to push her the same way.
That's right.
But once I got in, and I'm like, all right, I'm a therapist now. Cool. Now I looked around. Oh, okay. I'm the only guy. Okay. Ain't that many black ones.
Right.
And then we're talking about, cases and stuff. And, you hear certain stories, you automatically have an idea of what's going on. Because, how the family goes,
Right.
how it goes in our community.
Right.
And some of them were so far off.
Mm.
And I'm like, they can't help this family.
Wow.
They don't even understand. And I'm just one person. I'm like,
Right.
we definitely need more black male therapists, more female black therapists.
Right.
We just need more people helping our people.
That's right.
So
Definitely do. So you can understand more,
Yeah.
And I get it, therapists, no matter what color you're trying to help, but it does make a big difference.
It does. Even me working with some families that's not necessarily black families.
Right.
Me working with them, which I'm thankful that I worked in group homes for so long, because I've learned how to learn their culture and them
Right.
before I start trying to implement anything that can help them, because what I would do doesn't work for this family.
Right.
So I got to learn them.
Exactly.
But I'm learning a lot of people in this field. They don't take the time to learn the family and the family dynamic. They take what they feel is right, and that's right.
But that's not right.
And that's not right.
But that's not right. Not at all. Not when you're trying to help people. So
Yeah.
you definitely have to have, be culturally diverse in a field like this, because you're supposed to do no harm, but sometimes it could do harm.
A lot of harm. And I think one of the gifts and the curse with us, a lot of black people, we have to learn how to walk in different rooms.
Right.
Some people can walk in any room and feel like they're privileged enough to own the room.
Right.
We have to maneuver a little differently. So
Always.
And it helps
That's with
it
everything.
helps going into families.
That's with everything.
Yeah.
So how did working in group homes shape your purpose?
I think for me, it's just having. I always give it to God, but the ability to walk into situations that can be life-threatening.
Right.
And a lot of times, even before doing a lot of talking and trying to figure it out, having a calm presence where not just the kids, even staff I've worked with, they'll say when I come in, there's just a calmness that comes.
Right.
Where people feel like it's going to be okay regardless of what's going on.
That's right.
So I've always appreciated that and valued people feeling that way about me.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted people to be like that with me anyway, because, you know, growing up a big black man,
right,
people look at you as the scary guy.
Yeah. Different.
I'm the one, they cross the street, clutch the purse.
Right.
Or if I put on my sweater, my hoodie, they think I'm going to try to rob them or something. So, you know how society is.
Yeah.
So I think being able to go into these houses with these kids, and I can go in there with my sweats, my hoodie, however I want to dress.
Right.
And the kids feel safe instead of we're in trouble.
Right.
I think that shaped a lot.
Yeah, no, that makes a big difference.
Like I feel
kids'
more
safety is.
I feel safer at these group homes where people were scared to go into than I felt walking down the street.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
The streets are dangerous, but I mean, you have that calm demeanor the whole way through, no matter what, not up or down.
Always stay the same.
Always stay the same. Always keep your composure. I love that. I love that. No, that's a good skill to have.
And
because, like you said, it could be the complete opposite. Walking down the street, you know, people see it. Society sees it completely different, which is fucked up, you know. But it is,
and it's important that our youth, they learn that.
Right.
Because if a cop pull you over, you walking down the street, you already have a target on you.
Yep.
And they just waiting for a reason.
Exactly. And that's a shame. So, yes, keep that calm demeanor. I love that. I love that. So, why is healing the whole family so important to you?
Say it again.
Why is healing the whole family so important to you?
I think it's when you look at, like in sports, I always say the weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have that weak link. No matter how strong the rest of the chain is, that one weak link breaks in the wrong spot, everything crumbles.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with families, with my family, your family, the families I'm working with. A lot of times, they want to just focus on the one person that they're supposed to be there for.
Right.
But I just understand that it takes a village.
Absolutely.
And I'm not the village.
Right. Right.
When I'm
the
at
village
work,
starts at home.
Yeah. If I go to a house, I'm there for so long and I'm leaving.
Right.
So, and I want to go in there and not just, you know, help this kid or this adult process and be a better them.
Right.
I want that whole, everybody around them, the people they're comfortable, they feel safe with, the mom, the dads, whoever. I want them all to be stronger.
That's right.
And if whatever weak links can be strengthened and fixed with them, and I can leave them with, you know, some good coping skills and ways to manage when I'm not there.
Right.
Then they can go to the next family they may know.
Right.
And say, well, this helps us.
Exactly.
And it's that, you know.
It's breaking those generational cycles, you know, of abuse and neglect and whatever else goes on in the house. It's trying to teach a different way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just trying to focus on one piece never works.
Right.
So for me, it's like if I'm going into a family, I might be assigned to this person. Everybody gonna get all I got for that family.
That's right.
And I feel like if you're not doing it that way, then get a different job.
Right.
Go work at Walmart or somewhere to where if you break something, it's not a big mess.
Right.
Yeah, Walmart, you break something, they just clean it up, replace it. I don't want to break a family.
Right. No, because they're already struggling as it is. You know, we're there to support and help and give them coping tools so that they can be successful and can turn their life around. So
exactly, and I think that's why the families I've worked with, even before this new position, they trust me.
Right.
Because first off, I talk to them all like regular people.
Yeah.
And I'm not going in there blaming somebody for what's going on.
Mm-mm.
I know there's a bigger picture.
There is.
And the picture usually starts, if you go into a family, I've seen workers blame the parents. And in some sense, it's easy to do that.
Right.
But I talk to them parents, and I know they have something that happened when they were kids.
Right.
it goes back.
It goes deeper, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's like you gotta dig deep sometimes.
Right.
You gotta see what trauma the parents been through. They can work through that so then they can see how their responses is affecting the kids now.
Right. And if they don't know, they never know. So they continue that cycle. And that's how come those cycles keep continuing, get passed on generation after generation.
And a lot of them, they don't know. Because, like, you know, our people, we don't talk about it.
You know, what happens in the house stays in the house. Yeah. No, we got to break that.
I think a lot of it's because we don't have somebody who look like us to come in there and say,
feel safe with.
I hear you. I feel you.
Yeah.
So.
Now let's make a difference.
Yep.
Yes, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So have you seen, we talked about that. Have you seen bias? I'm going to switch gears. Why is men's mental health so important?
Oh, man. You can go so many angles with this.
There's so many different angles, I know, but it's just, people need to hear it. People need to know, because people need to see it, especially from you, to feel safe, to say, I can get help.
And that's the thing is, how can I lead if I never learned how?
Exactly.
I think that's where I start with. Whether it's my family, whether it's going into a house, no matter what it is, you can use it in sports.
Right.
You have to learn how to lead first.
That's right.
And I think that's the way I'll answer for now. But it's, if I want my daughter, if I want her to be a strong person who's not scared to show her emotions, who's not scared to be honest with herself, because that's what it really is.
Right.
Being truthful with yourself.
Right.
I have to lead by example.
Exactly.
I can't tell her, you can trust me and talk to me about anything, but then I don't show her that I can be the same way.
Right.
So I make sure, even with her, we have dialogues that a lot of parents growing up wouldn't have with their kid.
Yeah.
Because it's, who you talking to? You can't question this.
Right.
You know?
I'm the parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't talk to me a certain way.
Absolutely.
But she can ask me anything under the sun.
Right.
And if I feel like it's appropriate, I'm going to answer the question. If she asks me, there's been times she asked me, do I get sad? Yes. And I explain to her.
Right.
But if she don't see me as somebody with real feelings, she never be comfortable showing hers.
Right.
So
it's really important just for men to, check themselves, check their mental health, and really just be grounded in who they are, so that they can be vulnerable and they can train, whoever they're leading in their lives.
Yeah, we was always taught, be a man, suck it up, don't cry.
Right.
And a lot of times, all that, in my opinion, now that I'm older and, been doing the work, when I've made mistakes, whether it's in a relationship or with my daughter or whoever.
Right.
It's usually coming from a place where I was taught, don't have feelings. Don't cry. It's usually coming from that place. And you don't know it at the time, because all you know is I'm supposed to not have feelings. I'm not supposed to show my feelings, my emotions. I'm just supposed to head down and get it done.
Right.
But yeah, I think me starting to work through that stuff, then I said, okay, for like an example, and I had this conversation with one of my brothers. We talk about, I told you earlier, when I was 9, me and my brother walking home, he gets hit by a car.
Yeah. And
then from that point on, through our life, I got a lot of credit of not being scared. Sometimes even called crazy, because I'll jump into like dangerous situations if my homies need me.
Right.
And now that I'm older, I'm like,
so you're like hyper vigilant.
Yeah. But then I always wonder, everybody give me credit, and I wonder why at times. But it goes all the way back to that crash.
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't save my brother, so now I want to save
everybody.
Yeah. And then what you want to save everybody, now you got to come in to question your boundaries.
Right.
And overextending yourself.
People pleasing.
Yes. And when you start doing all that, when you start having your own meltdowns.
Yeah.
That's like an example I've had to work through.
Yeah.
Because I am one who want to help everybody. And I know it goes back to when I didn't help him.
Yeah.
But, like, you can burn yourself out. And a lot of guys do burn themselves out and not even know
Where it's coming from. And it does. That if you do burn yourself out and it comes out in different high blood pressure, alcoholism, cancer, it comes out in different ways.
Domestic violence,
absolutely.
It all comes out. But if you don't know why it's happening,
it's that unresolved childhood trauma. It's unresolved trauma that you're not working out. You just continue to stuff it down, and it starts to fester inside of you and come out in different ways because the body keeps the score.
Yeah, and it's going to come out. And we don't want to acknowledge it as men.
Right.
But everybody around you, if they felt safe enough to be honest with you, they'll tell you.
Right.
So
that's why we need more black male therapists. See, please, if you're watching this, go sign up for school and become a black male therapist.
And if you have any questions about it, hit me up.
Yes, please.
I tell everybody, I was the person who did not like school, but I got it done.
You got it done.
And we need it.
We do. We definitely need it.
We need to know we can do more than just play sports.
That's right. We need to feel like we can feel safe.
Yeah.
Being our authentic self. And that's what puts a damper on people being their authentic self, because you got to put on so many masks of strength, of pride, of ego, and all those different things.
And it weighs on you.
It weighs on you.
Like, especially, I know it weighs on everybody, like black women as well.
Right.
And I never negate that.
Right.
But as a black man, I know that experience.
Yeah.
And man, it's heavy.
Very heavy.
So, because you got to put on the mask everywhere with your job here, and then we come home and we still put on the mask for our family where we supposed to be able to take it all off.
Right.
And it's not that we can't do it, it's we don't know how.
We don't know how. And that's the thing, that's the key. When you're watching this, learn how. Ask for help. Ask for help. And even though there's not a lot of black male therapists out there are therapists out there. So what I always tell everybody is get a therapist, seek counsel. If it's not a good fit for you, you always have the right to change.
Exactly.
You always have the right to change.
Yeah, because everyone ain't going to be for everybody.
Right. Everybody ain't going to be for everybody. That's true.
Yeah, but there's some good ones out there.
There are. There definitely are.
And then just get the help. And ideally, we start going into the field too.
Yes.
It's the same way as looking at cops or police. I ain't gonna stay on this topic too much. I'm not,
Right.
I think it can look different if we had our people,
right,
policing our people.
Absolutely, it would look very different.
It looks way different.
I get it.
So we got people coming in to your city who really don't like your city already.
They already have that instant bias.
The same person who, if I'm walking down the street with a hood on, look at me as this criminal.
Right.
He's the one policing my neighborhood.
Right.
We need to fix that.
He's scared, so he gonna act out of fear and not out of being protect and serve, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. So let's switch gears out of there.
Let's go over.
I'm gonna switch gears onto healing and creative. So what inspired you to create and host Truth in the Trenches? Because you got another podcast, and I love it because it's just like through your storytelling, your music writing, and now you have Truth in the Trenches. What inspired that?
Oh man, honestly, it was I was on social media.
Okay.
And once you watch one thing on social media, the iPhone sends you everything like that.
Yeah, the algorithm start lining you up.
Man. And I'm looking, and I feel like it's all to divide our people.
Right.
And I hate that. And I'm looking at it, and the big one, like, is all about relationships. Right. And at one point I'm watching, it's like, all right, they want the black female to argue with the black male because she's, what is the new thing? The masculine energy. Yeah. And then they'll get the guy on there who says, I want my emotions to be valid as well. Right. Which I'm not against that. But it seems like they always know how to set it up to fight.
Right.
And it always leads with her either talking bad about the black guys or the black guys dissing the black women. And then they always got, I love all people. And then it's that they put the white girl in it.
Right. I get what I get where you're going. I get where you're going.
And it's like some of them conversations as I'm watching it, it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
But they're not having it to find a solution. The conversation, I feel like it's clickbaiting to go viral.
To go viral. That's it. Truth, dragging blacks and women and men down.
Yeah. And as I was looking at it, I said, this is dumb. I said, I think I want to try the podcast.
That's right.
Which was hard because I don't even like talking a lot. But it just, as I got older, it's hard for me to sit back and watch social media or anybody tear our people apart.
Right.
Because I say 100%, I'm a proud black man.
That's
I
right.
love my black people.
As you should be.
Like,
yes.
And I'm against anything that tears us apart.
That's right.
Because they really act like other people can relate to us better than we can relate to ourselves. So I'm like, let me get truth in trenches. Granted, everybody's invited.
Right.
But I know the people who've been on there, they're more comfortable talking to somebody who looks like them.
Right.
And shared similar experiences. If not the same one.
Right.
At least relatable enough to understand.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's just like going back with your therapy session, just feeling safe, feeling safe to be vulnerable and share the story with you.
So I'm like, let me try this, and people like it because it's real conversations, it's real issues, and even some of those who came in about relationships, it's trying to find real solutions to make not just like those relationships, marriage, whatever, just the black experience, black people together.
Right.
Just trying to share and do my part to help.
That's right.
Yeah.
Real raw stories of who we are, and show healing. That's what Thursday Therapies is about. It's just really just sharing your true authentic journey of you being yourself, but really positivity, it shows that we go through shit, but we're able to come out the other side. Yeah. And really I don't want to put nothing negative out there. I always want to be able to uplift somebody and uplift and bring more awareness to mental health because we're all struggling.
And that's why I like yours. I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yes.
I've seen the little clips.
I love it.
But that's what's important. And I feel like social media, they don't lead you to a positive outcome.
Right.
It's just a cliffhanger to make you want to click the next viral argument.
Right. That's right.
So
I get that. So Truth in the Trenches, I can't wait to be a guest because I'm about to tell my story. Y'all gonna hear it live.
I can't wait.
So how does your creativity through Creative 9 Studios help people heal? Because I've been in the studio a couple times with you guys. It's cool. It's dope. I love it. I love working with you guys and your brother Xavier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And I think the way I set it up was, it feels more homey.
It does.
I don't want it to feel too business.
Right.
Like, we go in there, everybody relaxing.
That's right.
And I've always wanted that. And I remember growing up, me and my cousins and family want to go to the studio, and we'd be nickel and diamond trying to find anything to go pay for studio time.
Right. It's expensive.
Yeah. And I've always said, like I said, I can do it if they can do it.
Right.
So once we'll pay our money, and they're paying for studio time. I'm paying to figure out what they're doing and how can I take this home. And I started just with the studio. I said, okay, I'm going to start buying my own gear. All right, we ain't got to pay no more.
Right.
Then they wanted photos. I'm not paying all that. I'm going to get a camera. All right, figured it out, y'all. We ain't got to pay no more.
Okay.
And then the video.
Yep.
All right, y'all, they charging this much? Nah, I got a camera. We ain't got to pay no more.
That's right.
And that's always been like that. I want to, I can figure it out.
That's right.
And now that I got certain things, people can't afford what everybody be trying to charge. They be trying to charge like $1,000 for an hour photo shoot and stuff like that, which is crazy to me.
That's wild.
Yeah, so with the studio, photography, videography, it's really for the ones who can't afford it.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to get rich doing that stuff. My passion is just people.
Meet
So-
people where they're at. That's what you got to do. We're all trying to make it. We're
Yeah,
all
that's-
trying to do something different. And if you're creative and getting in your creative side, that's commendable, because
Yeah.
some people are just sitting there existing. You got to be able to live and, work for your dreams.
Exactly. So a lot of times, I'm not saying I don't charge, because I'm not gonna lie.
You got to make a living.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like I've gave free photo shoots out to families where they tell me the story. Okay, this can be a blessing for them,
Right.
and I can do it, and it doesn't hurt me.
That's
so
right.
I've done that. And there's other families where if they say I really need this done, I just tell them, what's your budget?
Right. Yeah. Meet me in the middle.
Yeah. And there's been some, if I might charge this, if they only have $40,
Yeah.
all right, cool. We can get out there for an hour or whatever. Like, I just want to help people. Just don't play me.
Right. No, I love that.
And
And that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, that's really what life is about. You serve, you have a gift, you have a talent, but you want to be able to meet people where they're at.
Yeah. And I had a coach, one of my old baseball coaches. He actually played in the pros, named Willie McGee. But I was in a bad little situation once, and I'll never forget it. He was a little hesitant to help me because, like I said, he actually played. He's a World Series MVP and all this stuff. So he did it because I think I wasn't a guy trying to be
Get over
funny.
it.
Yeah, and I was ready to return the favor back to him. And he always said, just do it for the next person.
That's right. Pay it forward always.
And that's what I try to do.
I love that. That's that ripple effect. See, like we said, there's a ripple effect in negativity. There's a ripple effect in positivity. Because somebody does something good for you, you pass it along.
Yeah.
And then they're going to pass it along, and then they're going to pass it along.
When I was in college, this guy, white guy, he did it for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, the school didn't like me. I needed, I think it was like $2,500 to stay in the school. I remember at the time they figured they finally got me. My family didn't have the money.
Right.
I didn't have it. And this guy, I used to work the grounds crew, and he had a son I was real cool with, special needs son, but real cool dude. I had his back and all. And last few days, I was about to leave the school, gave me the check. I remember letting my dad know about it. Got into a position where I can try to pay it back.
Yeah.
He didn't take it. He said, as brothers of God, when we can, we supposed to. And he always said, somebody's going to need it one day if you can help.
If you can, if you got it,
So,
you always supposed to give.
I've had those situations that always stuck with me.
Yeah.
So now I try to pay it forward any chance I can.
I love that. That's a blessing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Y'all hear that? Pay it forward. I love that. Yes, because you don't know when it's going to come back to you. You really never know. You never know. Those are blessings. Blessings happen every day. So,
And I'm thankful God put me in a position where I can
That's
when
right.
I can.
That's right. I love
I can't
that.
every time, but
Right. No, of course not.
when I can,
You do.
I do.
I love that. Thank you so much. So, what do you want your legacy to leave? What do you want people to know about your legacy? What do you want to leave out there in the world?
For me, I did right by people.
That's right.
I did right by them, and I tried to follow what God told me to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, if I can do that, I'm good.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Where can people find you?
See, I don't even forget the names of these things. What is it? Truth in the Trenches?
Truth in the Trenches. Creative Nine
Studios. That's it right now.
That's it right now. Okay. On Instagram?
Instagram? Creative 9 Studios.
Okay, Creative 9 Studios. All right, thank you so much, James. All right, check yourself, check your mental health. Until next time, stay grounded and rooted in your mental health.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I love it. Yes.
This was fun.
It was. You was cool.